Hello good people! Today we're showing you how to paint two different kinds of smoke. First, we will show you how to paint a backpack smoke base. This smoke will be darker and thicker, perfect for our favorite grim-dark setting. Then, we will paint the trail of smoke left by a rocket. Rockets and missiles usually leave a white smoke trail, and so we will be using lighter colors. First, we will use a watered-down white color. We achieve this by mixing 1 part paint, 3 parts water. You have our wet palette on the right to check what we are doing. We will apply this watered-down white all over the lighter parts of the effect. This base will be important for later because we are using fluorescent paints. Fluorescent paints don't cover very well. Once dry, it's time for our next step. We will continue painting the rest of the effect. For this example, we will be using these paints. But, as always, there are many fantastic brands of paints out there. You may use ones with similar shades that you know blend well together. We will slowly work from lighter to darker colors. We are using a wet blending technique, using a mix of 1 paint with 1 water. We begin by applying the yellow color and slowly working our way to the naturally darker areas using our reds. This will give your effect much more depth. Don't be afraid of the covering. We will add more layers if needed when it will be totally dry. We try not to use only black. Using a dark blue color, we will generate a contrast from warm to cold colors. For our missile, we will do the opposite, working our way from more saturated color nearest the exhaust of the rocket, a lighter and less saturated toward the tail of the smoke. We are using the same colors as before, with the same wet blending technique. As mentioned, this means we'll use 1 part of paint, 1 part of water. Don't worry about covering. We can add several layers to have more saturated areas. We always focus on the more bright areas of the effects and the recesses of the fire parts, leaving the darker colors on the outside parts. Well, that's enough water for now. Now comes the time to dry brush the hell out of this smoke. We will begin by using the same colors as in the second step. We continue to work on the tip of the mini by using the dry brush in the areas we are showing. We started with orange and red in both, always trying to cover the top parts of the effects. The details will pop up. With a subtle covering of the lighter colors, we will achieve more contrast. Be careful with paints in the wet palette. They have more water than normal. For dry brush, we don't use water, and we don't clean the brush with water. Jump from one color to the next one without cleaning it. For a green dark smoke, we will then apply gray tones to the smoke. Our gray dry brush will move toward the base of the smoke. For a rocket, we will work toward the tail of the smoke, but with our lighter colors. even using white in the end part of the smoke. We want a more subtle and realistic look, even a bit translucent in the end of the tail. We will also spruce up the bases of these effects. Our fourth and final step is all about the details, or finishing touches. First, we need to apply highlights to the areas where the fire might be the brightest. That means towards the source of the fire. If you want to add a bit more information, you can add some embers to the darker part of the smoke. Simple, a bright color first, and then an orange fluorescent color on the top. We do the same to the missile tail. Here you can see the final look. When working with fire, we need to take light into account. Some quick, effective OCL touches representing the fire reflecting in the smoke and the miniature. As mentioned before, working with fluorescent color need a brighter base. We started with a bright color base. We jump to a fluorescent yellow, covering a bit more of the base bright color. Once dry, we will start to add fluorescent orange. We try to cover the last steps and adding a glow around it. You will need several layers to have a good look. If you like this kind of content, we can create a specific tutorial for OCL. And here we have it, a quick, easy way to paint dark and light smoke. Since we can't really have grimdark battle without lots of smoke and destruction, we hope this will help you bringing your minis to the next level. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.